Hello guys, you're welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and God bless you for me. As you can see from the title of the video, we want to talk about the mandatory green pass rules in Italy. So let me not waste your time. Let's jump straight into the details. All the rules of the mandatory green pass, we want to talk about the official document published in the official gazette. We want to talk about the prohibitions, the sanctions, the rules for each category. That means please stay tuned, don't click away. From the 15th of October 2021, the green pass certificate will be needed to do almost everything and anything in Italy. Rules in offices, companies, courts. What should caregivers do and the babysitters do? Don't click away, like I've said. Stay tuned. As anticipated, the suspension for workers not in good standing has been eliminated. That means we are not getting suspended. But the unjustified absence and the zeroing of the salary remain. We are not getting paid. On the other hand, the suspension has been confirmed in companies with fewer than 15 employees. If you are working for a smaller establishment, that means you get suspended, and you also do not get paid if you do not have a green pass. So the decree that requires the green pass on long distance means of transport, such as airplanes, trains, and ships, has also been approved. But let's see all the rules of the mandatory green pass. So following slides now, I'll be reading for each categories what is needed for you. So the green pass will be issued 14 days after the first administration of the vaccine or immediately after the second. The green certificate can also be obtained after a negative antigenic or salivary swab. The first lasts 48 hours while the second 72 hours. The green pass with double vaccination lasts 12 months. Same time for those who have recovered from COVID and had only one dose of the vaccine. And for those who have recovered from COVID but have not received the vaccination, the green pass is valid for only 6 months. Now let's talk about the prices for COVID tests. The prices for tampon or swab tests has also been imposed. Adults, you pay 15 euros for your COVID test, minors 8 euros, and fragile subjects, it is for free. The pharmacies that apply higher prices will be sanctioned 5 days of closing, and the control cost of tampon is valid until 31st of December 2021. Now let's get into different categories of this green pass certificate. For public sector, private, self-employed, and holders of vet numbers, the green pass will become mandatory from October 15th, and therefore the certification will be mandatory for catering services for consumption at the table, indoors, or shows open to the public, sporting events and competitions, museums, places of culture, exhibitions, swimming pools, gyms, team sports, cable cars, spas, in accommodation facilities, festivals and fairs, conventions and congresses, spas, themes and amusement parks, rural centers, indoor social and recreational centers, game rooms, casino. In all of these places, the Green Pass certificate will be mandatory for you if you want to go in any of these mentioned places, okay? Now, so for transportation, just know that if you want to take a long distance train, you need the Green Pass, aeroplane, Green Pass, interregional buses, Green Pass, ships and ferries, you also need the Green Pass, with the exception or the exclusion of the connections of the Strait of the Messina and the Tremiti Islands. Okay, so let's talk about schools. Let's see the rules for the schools, which concern teachers and parents in particular. For school staff, as for all other public sectors or public workers, a green pass is required. For universities, the obligation also extends to students, and there is no obligation for high school students, although children aged 12 and over must be in possession of a green certificate for all those outside activities where it is mandatory such as for adults. All people entering schools must have a green pass. External workers, volunteers, visitors, and parents. Also for meetings, interviews with teachers to accompany younger children. That is, you are taking your kid to school, you also have a green pass. That is if you are accessing the premises of the school. Now let's get to the controls. We want to know how are they going to control this green pass certificate at different workplaces or in different areas. So in public places, the task of verifying possession of the green pass lies with the owners and managers. They have no responsibility for the authenticity or otherwise of the documentation unless the forgery is evident. In the workplace, control will be entrusted to employers. They will also have the task of defining before 15th of October the organization of the checks, which can also be random. But if possible, it is better to carry them out at the time of access to the company. Controls of self-employed workers operating outside must be carried out by the employer. For those who work in private homes, like workers, babysitters, housekeepers, and carers, the verification of the green pass is up to the citizens who have required the service or who have requested the service. If you are working with old age people also, it depends on the person that has employed you. Now let's get to the penalties, the sanctions. Please pay attention. It says no suspension from 15th October for workers who do not have the green pass. With the exception of companies with less than 15 employees, we've touched this, I think, on the second slide, but they will be considered unjustified absence until the presentation of the certificate. It means as long as you do not have the certificate, you will be considered absent, and that absence is unjustified. And until that time, they will not receive the salary. Until that time, there will not be any salary for you. But both disciplinary actions, sanctions and dismissals are excluded. The workers who will not be found in order will have penalties ranging from 600 euros to 1,500 euros. Sanctions also to employers who do not carry out checks from 400 to 1,000 euros. Measure that also applies to citizens who have self-employed workers employed for work in their homes. This rule is valid for both occasional services and for longer relationship as in the case of domestic workers. Let's talk about hospitals and RSAs. Hospital and the old age homes. As you know, there is a mandatory green pass for all health professionals, obligation that also has been extended to external workers who work in the RSA. The obligation for them starts from 10th of October. If you are working with old people, you are taking care of them in their houses or in their centers, you are also obligated to have the green pass certificate. And then we get to the courts. In court, the green pass is mandatory for magistrates, administrators, accountants, and military members of the commissions. Access by the magistrate without a green pass constitutes a disciplinary offense, and the report ascertaining the violation is sent without delay to the holder of the disciplinary action. It will be the Attorney General at the Court of Appeal to verify compliance with the requirements, also making use of the delegates. Lawyers, consultants, experts, witnesses, and parties to the trial may not have the green pass to enter the courts. Professional studies. In professional firms, lawyers, accountants, experts, the green pass is mandatory. All right, guys, so we have come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and watching till this moment. Thank you for the likes, the comments, and the shares, and God bless you for me.